What are your dreams trying to tell you is the question we are asking today. To receive the answer to your question, you must pick one of these two doors. Here we have door number one, and here we have door number two. I am going to include the timestamps in the description and in the comment section. So take some time to pick between one of these two doors and then fast forward to your group. Welcome, group number one. You picked the very beautiful door, and here are your cards. Now, the interesting thing about your group is you got two cards. You have two Oracle cards that came out. We're using the Dreams Oracle, the Shaman's Dream Oracle deck for this one. I was aiming for just one card, and two popped out. So we'll start with the very first card that talks of a tidy house, clarity, and organization. So with this card, if your emotional world feels messy and unruly, and for some reason you can't seem to get clear, it's time to see how your environment is affecting you. Although your inner world has a huge impact on what shows up in your outer world, the reverse is also true. You can be influenced by the people who populate your daily life and the energy of the objects that you surround yourself with. So basically everything in your surroundings is affecting you. Now is the time for an inventory and full clearing of your environment. Ask for clarity from your relationships and do not make assumptions at this time. Clear and ambiguous communication is key. You may choose to let go of some people from your life when this card shows up. This is a good thing. Otherwise, you might stay in these relationships too long out of a sense of obligation and maybe social courtesy, when in truth, there is nothing holding you together. Be impeccable, says this card to you. Be impeccable with your word. Say what you mean and be willing to make whatever changes are necessary to clean up your side of the street. If you know that you are doing the right thing, it doesn't matter who has an opinion of you, okay? Now, with that said, right now, once you are sure your house is a tidy one, there is a release of energy to begin new things, to enjoy life, and to know with certainty you are on the right path. Now, let's go ahead and move on to card number 5. This is the extra card that just popped out, the closing door of completion. And boy, it aligns perfectly well with a tidy house because this is the card of endings. This is the card of your greater calling. When the closing door shows up, it's a call to recognize an ending, to terminate a relationship, a job, a task, or a situation that has been dragging on far too long. Unlock the cage you have been trapped in, says this card to you, and shut the door behind you. This is not the time to worry about what others might think or feel. Instead, break with routine. Consider what you think and how you feel, and be true to your heart's calling. It's time. This card is telling you, group number one, it's time to walk out the door. If you do not see a door but only a solid wall in front of you, ask for assistance. Muster the courage to say no more. Remember as well that no one else needs to be wrong in order for you to do what you've known you needed to do for a long time. If the door to a project or a relationship has been closed to you, stop knocking on it. You have tried that already and no one answered, at least not in the way that you would have liked. So take this as a gift. Difficult and painful as it might be, move on. Every door that shuts, it's an invitation to find another way, another path to your destination. Better to recognize this earlier rather than later. How many of us leave a relationship or job years after we knew it was time to move on? Stop wallowing in the pain and lingering on the reasons why things did not work out. It is keeping you from your greater calling. So bow deeply before that closed door and give thanks to the lessons. And please, please, please set yourself free from that bondage, right? So your dreams are definitely trying to tell you to let go of something. Now let's go ahead and move on to the final card, which is a tarot card. This card originally came out reversed. And it is the Ace of Wands, which is new beginnings, a new spark, spark of creation, spark of dynamism. The fact that it came out reversed says that Your energy is being zapped. It's being taken away. And it, again, we have to go right back to the tidy house, and we have to go right back to the closing door to find out what that is. It is in your space. It is your environment. It is the people around you. There's nothing wrong with you. It's your environment, and you have to let go of something. So the Ace of Wands, in order for you to get away from the inverted Ace of Wands, which is chaotic and it's sapping you of your energy, and get to the Ace of Wands, which is upright, which essentially it's the card of invigoration, it's the card of renewal, it's the card of new opportunities. You have to close some doors, and you have to get rid of the energies around you in your environment that are not assisting you in any way. That is your message, group number 1. Welcome, group number 2. We have here a card from the Dreams Oracle, and we have your tarot card as well. We'll start with your Oracle card, which is a very powerful one. This is a card of overflow, overwhelm, and plenty. This is a card that essentially is telling you that so many good things are headed your way or are already occurring in your life right now. Yet you may be thinking that they're not possible or you're not worthy of them. Abundance is everyone's natural state before we project our restrictions on it, defining what it means, who has it, who gets it, and so forth. So essentially, right now, take yourself out of your conditioning, says this card to you, and look at your life through the eyes of plenty. There is so much beauty and love surrounding you. Opportunities and divine synchronicities destined to support your dreams abound and are lined up for you. Yet, it's sometimes difficult to discern it all because you're bombarded with too much information and stimulation, distracting you from the truth that all is well. And so sometimes all this overflow can be overwhelming, and you may find yourself responding with empathy overload. Empathy overload occurs when you tune into the collective angst and fear about impending changes and uncertainties. It's unmanageable. You feel like you're drowning in those emotions. It's time to allow yourself to detach. Bring yourself back to your life. Restore your faith in a power greater than you, and remind yourself to focus on your smaller personal universe, which is much easier to manage. In this way, you know that you are a conduit for life's blessings and can share them with others, making this perception of overflow profoundly positive. Now we move on to your tarot card, which is the Knight of Swords. This card actually came out reversed, and whenever we have the Knight of Swords reversed, we have to really pay attention to the negative meaning of it, which can mean a person that's surrounding you at this moment. This can be a young person, someone who uses words maliciously. You're being asked to be careful with who you allow in your space. This can be a young man. With this Knight of Swords can also be talking about competitiveness. There's no need for you to compete with anyone. In order for you to truly give into the energy of overflow, in order for you to see the greatness that's surrounding you right now, you have to detach yourself from other people's opinions of you. I think that a lot of you are leaning heavily on someone else's opinion, leaning heavily on someone else's view of life, and it's really just getting in the way of you being able to fully appreciate this energy of overflow that is surrounding you at this time. So this is what your dreams are telling you here. Group number 2, thank you for watching.